This time of year can be filled with many different events, from a pumpkin carving contest to making decisions and Christmas spirit. Stick around for all that and more on this edition of Wildcat News. Welcome to Wildcat News. I'm your host, Brooke Holzhauer. Let's start off this edition with something that marks both the start and the end of the fall season: pumpkins. Jack-o'-lanterns are a staple of Halloween. Originally used as a deterrent to keep people away, over time these pumpkins became more festive, creating a tradition.
For many people, Halloween marks the beginning of the holiday season. With traditions like pumpkin carving and trick-or-treating, it's the perfect transition from October to November. Each year, our portfolio art class, led by Mrs. Spano, heads down to the Crystal Springs Resort in Hamburg, New Jersey to compete in the Halloween pumpkin carving competition. Last year's Beetlejuice-themed display won the grand prize of $1,000, bringing much-needed excitement and participation to the Warwick Art Program.
Last year we did Beetlejuice, another recognizable October type film, so we went with Coraline this year to keep that theme. Last year I actually ended up winning Best Pumpkin in Show, so I think there's a lot of pressure this year to keep up with that. It's a lot of pressure for the juniors that are just coming in and starting on the pumpkin carving contest for the first time. We have to kind of work together, help each other out, and that way we can make a collaborative effort that really turns out amazing in the end.
From intricate set pieces like main characters to a functioning tunnel, the portfolio team put their heart into their setup. Senior Adela Carraz was the head director of the efforts this year. As a returning artist, she efficiently led the team.
One of the big things is we had to pull elements from the movie and decide what we were going to do. It was a little difficult at first because we all had to rewatch the movie and then kind of figure out what pieces would work best. So we also had to go with height as a factor because, small objects are cool, but building up, you can't really ignore a 6-foot tall Babinski or the giant pink palace. I also had to, I dedicated a lot of my time to this. I was in Spano's room during almost every study hall I had, carving pumpkins, putting set pieces together, painting, do whatever I can just to, get it all done at the end of the day.
Warwick doesn't just stand out because of their performance over the years. They also happen to be the only New York school to compete in this competition.
So it's a tedious process that starts with an idea, then transpires into 3-dimensional sets made out of cardboard, and then from there we decide what pumpkins are going to be showcased with the set pieces.
The students don't mind the trip and are eager to participate year after year. While winning is great, at the end of the day, the team effort and exposure of their amazing artwork was what mattered. Although they didn't win the overall prize this year, they won several other prizes, making Warwick proud. For WVTV, I'm Jasleen Alug.
Although this competition had its drama, it was a fun and creative experience for the art students here at the high school. As a senior, a lot of factors have to be considered when thinking about and making decisions for your life after high school. One of these factors is finances. Money, an important thing in life and sometimes a stressful topic. After high school, money becomes a large part of what you do or how you do it. Finances are a huge part of even simply thinking about different colleges if that is the route that you're taking. This can make it challenging for students and parents to afford college, even with financial aid considered. Even if you aren't thinking about college, but instead another option, such as a technical school or the military, you still need to think about how you can budget or save money. I asked students in the high school what they're thinking about for their life after high school and if they are in the middle of figuring out finances for college.
So for college right now, I'm done with my applications. I filled out the FAFSA. I think I'm pretty ahead of the game, at least with early action through colleges, but I like most of the schools I applied to. And I applied to a lot of state schools because state schools are generally cheaper for the same type of degree, but it is fun to go out of state, so I applied to a couple of those.
Right now I feel a little bit stressed because I don't really know what I'm going to do in next years, but I was thinking about have a biomedical biotechnology career, but I don't really know, and that makes me a little bit stressed because I don't really know what I want to do.
Although some students may not know what to do after high school or what college they might want to attend, some students have already exceeded those decisions.
I always knew I wanted to play baseball in college, so I was always looking for like Division I scholarships to Division I athletics, and then had a good opportunity through a perfect game, which is online, through social media. They helped me. So Binghamton came to a game, they liked me a lot, and then it just kind of went from there. I started talking to coaches, got committed, and then obviously signed last week. But as far as like money related to that, it definitely helps to have like athletics on top of academics, but I don't have a full ride because it's a SUNY school, so it's a little cheaper in school, and they usually use that money for out-of-state students. But yeah, any money helps obviously, and then I'm gonna try to get more money for academic.
Some seniors like Jackson are already committed to a school, and some students are not sure where they're headed. But no matter what position you're in, staff at the high school can guide you through the process.
A lot of times students get caught up with, I just want to go to this school because I really like their merchandise, I've been a fan forever, and so I want to go to Notre Dame. But does that really make sense in the big scheme of things? Maybe, maybe not. Especially if you want to like maybe become like a first responder and do EMS kind of work, then it probably doesn't really make that much sense to go into that kind of debt when you're not going to make that money back up, or it's going to take you 50 years to pay it off. So that's kind of like the decision-making process. There's a lot of different avenues available to help people pay for colleges, but the cost of college is expensive, and so parents and families right now are really, really spending the time to think about whether that's the right pathway for them.
If college isn't right for you, and if you want to learn a specific skill, maybe technical school is the right thing for you.
One area that a lot of people don't think about is technical schools. A lot of manufacturers create pieces of equipment that are very specialized, and it's not anything you'd go to college for. For example, a replay system done by Chiron. They actually have their own school at the company where you just enroll and you learn how to use that piece of broadcast equipment. Another manufacturer is Ross. They have this expressions graphics package, which is hot and it's everywhere. Again, so you can go to the Ross manufacturer, they have classes, you get certified. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to become a professional freelancer.
And if technical school doesn't seem like a good fit either, but you still want to gain skills and experience, the military is something to consider.
So after high school, I do have years of active duty time. I was able to manage my money well because I don't really, I'm not a big spender. And I was able to save enough money to have a car, a vehicle, and just a small cushion once I got out. My first advice would be, as far as financially, is don't waste your money. But if you're going to buy something, make sure you're spending it and not wasting it. So think about love what you do, find the job that you enjoy, so you're not trying to create experiences for you to actually maybe find pleasure by spending more, money outside your means.
There are many decisions to make after high school. Whether you find yourself back in a classroom, at a job, or serving for your country, there are good and bad financial aspects that are part of the decision you make. For WVTV, I'm Brooke Holzhauer. If you have any questions about college or other opportunities for life after high school, visit the guidance office or email your guidance counselor. After the break, we'll take a look at the festive and jolly side of students here at the high school.
Climate change poses a threat to all. Our planet is changing and not for the better. Sea levels are rising and oceans are becoming warmer. From polar bears to turtles, our planet's ecosystem is at risk from the changing climate. My name is Abby Glover, and I'm here to tell you about how climate change poses a fundamental threat to our environment. Many claim that plants and animals can just simply adapt. This is wrong. Human-caused climate change is happening so rapidly, species don't have time to adapt. Others believe climate change is natural and has happened before. While climate change has happened before in the past, humans are emitting toxins at a far higher rate than any previous time in history. Global temperatures have risen about 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The area covered by ice in the Arctic has shrunk by about 40%, and the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has also risen by 40%. We are causing irreversible changes to our world. We need to be environmentally conscious and educate ourselves on the consequences of climate change. The polar bears and the sea turtles are counting on us.
Welcome back to Wildcat News. Music is everything, but we all have songs we're not particularly fond of, especially during this time of year as Christmas is approaching.
Music connects us all, especially during a time such as the holidays, with classics such as Rudolph or Jingle Bells. But what about the songs that just rub us off the wrong way? Let's find that out now.
In my opinion, I can't pick just one, but I would say my worst holiday song album is by Michael Bublé. All of his music annoys me, and every time it comes up on my playlist, I just want to skip it.
Okay. I'd say I got two of them. So one of them is probably gonna be "Baby It's Cold Outside." That song is just, it's wintertime. Obviously, it's gonna be cold outside. It doesn't make any sense, you know. And then the other one's probably Dominic the Donkey. Even though like it's a pretty good song, but like it's just like stupid. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it was gonna be an Italian Christmas donkey. Anybody?
All right. Least favorite holiday song, I'm gonna have to go with Last Christmas. It's the one that's like, "Last Christmas, I gave you." I don't really like that. It's really cheesy. It's not the best song.
My least favorite song is "Let It Snow" because it's really repetitive and I have heard it too many times and I don't like snow and winters are gross in upstate New York.
My least favorite holiday song is definitely "Baby It's Cold Outside." It is so disgusting and the words are horrific, and if you listen to it, it's just like wacky, you know what I mean? Like, really can't stay, baby, it's cold outside, I have to go away. Like, that's just so, like, yeah, like, get out, like, let me leave. Those are my feelings.
My least favorite holiday song is probably Jingle Bells because it is so repetitive and it is kind of annoying, and it's like every single year you just hear it like 50 times over, so.
Well, I guess that's some hate for Christmas these people have, but I think one for me particularly is "Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer." I don't think I'll ever understand how that song is popular. With WVTV, I'm John Murphy.
Although these songs have gained a ton of popularity over the years, that doesn't mean everything when it comes to Christmas. As we get towards the end of the year, there is one more major holiday everyone knows and loves, and the best part about this holiday is always the nostalgia attached to it.
Ho ho ho. Ah, Christmas. The season of the snow, season of hot cocoa next to a warm campfire, season of having presents underneath a Christmas tree flashing with lights and ornaments. Well, I mean, I'm pretty much a fool right now who is standing with a wreath and a Christmas hat a week before Thanksgiving begins. But that doesn't matter, right? Because everybody loves Christmas. One thing I do want to know, though, is what is their favorite memory from Christmas all those years ago? Well, let me go on my sleigh and figure it out.
That comes to mind. I don't know. I would have to say when I was 7 years old, there was this Lego Star Wars set that I wanted. It was the battleship from the Clone Wars. I know this kind of sounds like silly to be talking about, but it was like this. It came with like all these figures. It came with like the Lego Obi-Wan and like the Lego Anakin, and it had like the little like flying geonosis things. I don't know, I'm going into it, but I remember for weeks in advance, like looking at pictures of it and, you know, watching videos of other people like assemble it. And I think eventually, when it came like Christmas, and it was like the only thing I sort of wanted that year, and opening up that and getting to build it for when I was like 6, it was the only thing I wanted. So
a few years ago, when me and my family like made gingerbread houses together, me and my mom were on a team, and then my sister and my dad were on a team, and then me and my mom always lost. But that's okay because we're just like better in general. That's my memory.
This memory that I have is I remember when I was about 6, 7 years old. It was Christmas morning. We wake up early to wake up our parents so we could go open presents, and we were kind of like surprised on what we were gonna get because we weren't too sure. And my dad got me the Lego set that I really wanted as a kid, and that was just like one memory I have that was really good for me and also my brother. So yeah, that's a real good Christmas memory that I have.
Look at them good old boys and girls who tell them stories on this somewhat decent cold outside, not snowing, but still good old stories. Either way, my memory is the fact that when I was younger, probably 5 or 6, I was playing Monopoly and the night was getting colder. And it was getting cold to the fact that it was kind of getting late, let's say 7 to 8, and my mom wanted me to go to bed. And without me being really satisfied, I kind of slept on the stairs, trying to wait for them to say, hey, you can play Monopoly again. Without me knowing, they whipped cream in my face, put a little Sharpie mustache, and whipped cream in my left hand to make sure I felt something. Well, even though that's a little bit even though I am such a fool standing here with a wreath on, my name is Santa Claus. Shane Crane with SC's initials, and I'm reporting this for Work Out Television. I'll fly on by for the next one. Later.
No matter how Christmas has been like in our past, and no matter how 2022 treated us, the only thing we could do is look forward to what's to come for 2023. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have today for Wildcat News. Once again, I'm your host, Brooke Holzhauer, hoping to see you next time. Stay groovy.
Marvel Studios, or the MCU's Phase 4 of movies and TV series, has shown us that they have been exploiting the technological tool of CGI. To put that into perspective, around 2,700 shots in their movie Infinity War in 2018 featured visual effects, while only 80 didn't have any. That translates to the fact that 3% or less of the 2-hour-and-a-half movie didn't use CGI. Hi, I'm Mariana Perez, and it is time to face the truth. The MCU has been taking their audiences for granted. It is true that with the new age technology and CGI, audiences have been able to view breathtaking scenarios that couldn't have been done otherwise with practical effects. We have been able to see giant space monsters fighting each other with swords and superpowers. However, it is fair to say that at one point we're only staring at a green screen, where nothing is real anymore. This can also lead to the mediocre visual effects displayed on the big screen when they are used a lot. We have been able to see this in Marvel the last couple of years, with their infamous Phase 4 projects, where everything now looks fake. From the background explosion during the climax of the awaited Black Widow movie in 2021 looking amateur, or the protagonist in the She-Hulk looking like a video game character. It has also come to a point where it is greatly distracting for anyone watching the product, messing with individuals' immersion with the magic of movies. At the end of the day, technology can be a blessing and a curse, because while it gives us the ability to get great shots, it also allows producers to abandon storylines and quality of product for cool-looking effects. I say that we as an audience should take a stand and call for the reduction of CGI.